All right, good day, everybody. Thank you for joining Send It ATV podcast. Today, I have a host or a guest from a different flavor, but very much important. They're doing awesome things. It's a more of a two-wheeled variety on the dirt bikes and motorcycles and so forth, but just equally important and great message to share and just awesome things going on. I have the former president and now taking a break. Yeah, right. The secretary treasurer of the Seacoast Trail Riders Club, Peter Anania.
Very good.
Thank you very much for joining us, sir. How are you doing?
I'm doing great today.
Outstanding. Well, I thank you so much for agreeing to meet with us today and share your story. You have a great mission ahead of you, and just with the sport in general is just incredibly awesome, and I just love to seeing the younger populations getting involved and so forth. So I appreciate all that you're doing. So tell me about the club. When did it start?
Well, it started with a small ad in the paper. Someone just wanted to get together some dirt bike riders back in 1999. Started in the welding shop of John Linville, and then expanded. It's just kept getting more and more members, but the core membership was only about 20 people who just wanted to do mostly just local trail riding. And, but then it expanded quite a bit in 2003 when Mike and Karen Harrison decided to put on a charity turkey run. And we advertised it through the New England Trail Riders Association. And next thing you know, we're getting 200 to 300 people showing up at these events.
That's great.
And then it expanded even further when in 2006 we decided to put on New England Championship Enduros on some of these same trails that Mike and Karen were producing. And now we're attracting New England riders from all over New England. And then it progressed from there. And now with Facebook, we've got close to 240 members now. So it's expanding pretty well.
That's great. That's great. So you have the turkey run, and for charities and so forth and rides, you have the enduro races, and you're even expanding those, correct?
Yep. So every year there's a schedule of enduros, and it's usually it's about eight or nine events. So we push forward and do the work to continue to do that New England Championship Enduro every year. And then in 2010, we decided to push it even further. Someone suggested a national enduro. They have 10 championship events. We thought it was going to be over our head, but after one quick phone call with the head of the National Enduro, he said, sure, we'll do it. So next thing you know, we were doing a National Enduro, and Maine had never done any type of national motorcycle race. So this is the big step. So we were attracting the best talent in the company in the country to do this event, and we had over 400 people show up. So it was quite a big event. So, but it was the one and only time that we did a national enduro.
Right. What is the next enduro event?
So we're on the schedule for August.
Okay.
And, but in a few months, we'll start trail preparation work and, getting landowner permission, make sure that's all in place, clearing the trails, and then go on from there. We also do a winter hare scramble that started in 2008. And that is not as much work because it's all in one location. So we only have to get a couple of landowners permissions for that. And so that's in the winter, and we're one of the only clubs that do that. So we required tires to be studded. But the last enduro we did, hare scramble, we had about 200 riders that came out in the wintertime.
Wow, that's great.
Pretty big event.
Cool. Very cool. Now with the charities, what do you guys normally do with the charity money?
Well, the best way to do these turkey runs is when it started out, Paul Bovair and Mike and Karen Harrison would literally go knock on doors. And to get landowner permission, they said, well, we're going to donate to local charities. And the biggest one was the Berwick Library. So when we go knock on doors, nowadays it's more email and calling up people. when we say, well, we're donating to the local police, the libraries, the fire department, the youth groups, that really progresses the event to happen. So we've donated well over $150,000 to all the different local events, and it's really helped out the rapport between the motorcycle riders and the landowners.
That's great. Yeah, it's just anything to make it worthwhile for them for sure.
Yeah.
And such. Now, what in all your writing experience, I always ask everybody, what is your best and funniest story that you ever have to share that comes to mind?
It's hard to say funny, because usually when someone crashes hard and they get up, that's funny.
Yeah.
But most of our events, I call them Apollo 13 moments. And one of them was when I started trail bossing some of the events, our first enduro.
Mm-hmm.
The arrows had phone numbers on them. So halfway during the event of that day, I get a call from this woman. She's about 82 years old. And she's like, what's going on? And I says, well, we're having our charity event this day. Well, I didn't know about it. And our Paul Bovair, who'd gone on knocking all the doors, we have to look at the old fashioned way of looking at maps and figuring out which property owner. Well, I guess he missed her. And he says, well, I'm so mad, I'm going to put the chain across the gate. And we're like, I'm looking at the map. It's the furthest point away. And that would essentially just ended the whole race. And these riders would have showed up to a gated trail, and they would have no idea even how to get back to the start. So as I'm thinking about this, talking to her, I'm trying to remain calm, and I'm just pleading with her. I said, well, please don't do that. I said, this is a charity event. And she says, I'm so mad, I'm shaking. Well, I was so nice to her and sweet to her. And finally she goes, well, all right, I'll let it happen. And then, but then every year she's let us, given us property after she realizes what we are. But that was definitely an Apollo 13 moment. And people didn't know about it until like the next day. I told them, hey, this race almost didn't happen. So.
Oh my goodness! Wow, talk about a close call.
Yeah. There's been a number of Apollo 13 moments where all of a sudden something's going to happen and you're not sure. So.
Yep. Yeah. And it's amazing the amount of work that goes into just pulling these things together, and people are oblivious to what's going on and such. But what places in the world are on your bucket list to go riding?
Well, it's hard to say world. The United States got a lot of great trails. So I've been out west a number of times, and we've been concentrating on Arizona in the spring, right before the 90-degree temperatures, so usually in March. And we've done a lot of exploring with the maps and GPS, and I've also had a tour guide company, so I did a lot of touring and getting the Seacoast guys to go out there. I was also going to Colorado, and I hadn't been there in about 7 years, so I've organized a group to go to Colorado in September. And I keep telling you guys, this is going to be the most scenic trail ride that you've ever done. I mean, we're going up to 13,000-foot mountains.
Right.
But as far as places I want to go is mostly Idaho, but it's a long drive. I mean, Arizona's 43 hours.
Right.
So trying to get all the bikes in a truck and a trailer and organizing and getting out there, that's usually the hardest part.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's not a small feat to go, that far and such. And I actually was talking to a gentleman on another podcast who's his name is Kent Oliver, and he's out there in Idaho, and he says, yeah, we have absolutely some of the best, single track trails in the nation that definitely people have to check it out before, they stop riding and so forth, because it's just absolutely majestic out there.
Yeah, one of our club members, he bought some property out there, Pete Jacobs, and he's always showing us videos of them riding out there. So it's one of these days we just got to get out there. But Colorado, it's only a 30-hour drive, so truck and trailer, dirt bikes going out.
Right.
So That's going to be the next key, and it's just fantastic. I used to go out there to rock climb and hike,
Mhm.
and the first time I got up to a 12,000-foot peak on a dirt bike, I'm like, what am I doing? You know, you can just go from this 12,000-foot peak to that one to this one to this one all in one day. So it's quite incredible, and they're a dirt bike friendly state. So
Yes.
it's
Yeah.
incredible out there.
Very cool. What do you see as in the New England area? What do you see as some of the challenges that are coming up that you want to express to people?
Well, right now, ATVs are getting more and more permission, and it's comes down to money rules. So northern New Hampshire, when they started herding during spring, summer, and fall, they were only allowing snowmobiles. They decided to open up their trails to ATVs.
Hmm.
And it's expanded that industry quite a bit. But some of the landowners didn't like dirt bikes because they think we go too fast, and it's just their matter of opinion. So,
Hmm.
and the same thing's happening in northern Maine. They has a lot of trails opening up to ATVs, but not dirt bikes. So our goal is to getting to more into the political part of that and to let dirt bikes run on those ATV trails. So it's a work in progress, and it's still,
Hmm.
but
Good. Very good. Well, I wish you luck for that for sure.
yeah.
Um, how can anyone help you this season, this upcoming season?
Well, with anything, the first thing that needs to be done is if anyone's riding in a certain area, just make sure you talk to the landowners. And there's been a number of times where we're riding on someone's property and we're not sure, and there's an irate landowner. But once you talk to him, he's we don't run away from landowners or game wardens. We always talk to them, and once you talk to them, they're like, sure, no problem. And it's amazing how when you just talk to a landowner, they're they could be sure, no problem. And we've come across some land, and the worst ones are the ones with the spray painted signs, caution, stay the hell out. You think you're gonna get shot. And then one of my friends, Brad, says, I'm gonna go talk to the guy. We're like, I don't know, Brad. This guy's probably got a shotgun ready to go. He goes and he's gone for 15 minutes, comes back, goes, no problem. We can ride through anytime we want. So talking to the landowners is the number one big thing. And the second big thing is you see a work party, if someone's going to go cut some trail, get out there and cut some trail, walk it, ride it, bring some tools, and keep the trails cut and open. So that's the two main.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Um, how if someone wanted to reach out to your club, or what information do you have that they want to, like, is there a website or
Yeah.
Facebook page, or
If you just if anyone just Googles Seacoast Trail Riders,
yeah.
you'll come to our website, which also has a Facebook link. And the Facebook link is created about 3 or 4 years ago. That has really expanded the knowledge of the club. So so go to the website first, go on Facebook, and just look up Seacoast Trail Riders, and you see what we're all about.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I'll see you around there. Definitely want to see more dirt bikes out there. I mean, there's no reason why you can't be on the same trails. And your footprint is so much smaller than our quads and even side by sides. It's just yeah, granted, on some of the trails you can go a lot faster and so forth, but really, as long as people are respecting people's property and keeping dust down, near people's homes, really, that's
Well, the main thing that we try to make sure people do is get a plated dirt bike. So not only a dirt bike, but get a street plate on it, and that opens up the trail systems. And instead of riding round and around on someone's property, we're able to ride a trail section, get on the road, keep going, and get into another trail section and ride all day instead of just riding in the same area. So that's a big key to most of our members is we're considered dual sport.
right. Now you have to get dual plated for that, right? For OHV and street legal too?
Yeah, so you get a street plate, and then you can get an off-road sticker. for
Okay.
right
For the
on.
trails.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, very good. Well, thank you very much, sir, for your time. Peter, you have a great day. And hopefully, I want to check out your next Enduro. I want to just see what's going on up there.
Yeah, our next event is Kids Days. We do the Kids Days.
Oh, right. Right. Let's talk about that real quick.
And so that's free. You don't even have to join the club. Just bring the kids. We have a lot of extra dirt bikes for the kids, gear. We bought a new trailer, so that's really what we're doing now is promoting the kids to get the kids riding. Even if they don't know how to ride, we have adult instructions. So that's really stepped up our club in the last couple of years too.
Well, when is that?
We haven't have a specific date, but it's in May. So we do May, one in May, June, July, August, September.
Okay.
And we
Obviously, look on your Facebook page.
Yes. Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, very good. Well, thank you again, sir. And yeah, I'll definitely be in touch.
All right. Thank you, Shane.
You have a good one.
Thanks.